Hey everyone, good night, good evening, good night. It's maybe a little early to say that. Good evening from Berlin. It's dark here. Fall has arrived in the city, so we have a nice and moody atmosphere already. For this night, it's a very special night for me and I hope for you as well. Tonight is Neil Young night, and not only that, it is also a premiere night. For those of you who remember the Bob Dylan evening we did earlier in the year, that was sort of a one-off thing where I contacted a lot of colleagues and friends who might be interested in playing a Bob Dylan song just to celebrate his 80th birthday. And then that was so much fun that I was wondering, maybe we should do this more often. Maybe we should turn this into a regular thing, which it looks like is going to happen. Today is the first episode of Folktown. Folktown is a name that my colleague and friend METTE came up with for a concert series many years back, and I'm very happy to revive the name for this series of tribute concerts we're gonna do every last Monday of the month from now on. And tonight is the first one. Tonight is Neil Young, because who could we follow up to Bob Dylan with if not Neil Young? If anyone comes close, it's not really a very wise thing to compare the two, I guess. But I think Neil Young was a good choice. Many people wanted to play a song, and I'm very happy that all of you guys have showed up. Who's here? Hey Marion, very nice to see you. Schön, dass du da bist. Mark, I know you from Jason's live streams. Hello Neil, hello Sid. Maureen, another Jason regular. Uwe, hey, grüß dich Uwe aus Berlin. Hey, schön, wir sind nicht weit voneinander entfernt. Graham, very nice to see you here, of course. Claudia, grüß dich, schön, dass du da bist. Hey Matthew James White's gonna play a song later. Gabriele, grüß dich. Frank ist auch da, Maureen und Mark nochmal. Hey. Very nice to see all you guys, and I think before I say much more, before we come to the actual event, I'd like to kick off the evening with an actual live song, because this being a live stream, not the whole program will be live, because the videos won't be live, because organizing live streams with people in 9 countries, that would go over my head. I won't be up to that. I would get a heart attack trying to organize that. So, but I hope many of the artists, if not all of them, will be in the chat, and we'll have a good time there. And I see you already talking amongst each other. That's very good. That's exactly what this is supposed to be like. So I'm gonna kick off with a Neil song here. This is one from my absolute favorite Neil albums. Looks like this, Silver and Gold. I think it's the first song on that album. Good to see you. Good to see you again. Good to see your face again. Good to see you. I'm the suitcase in your hallway. I'm the footsteps on your floor. When I'm looking down on you, I feel like I know what my life is for. Good to see you. Good to see you again. Good to see your face again. Good to see you. I've been down on that endless highway. I passed on the solid line. Now at last I'm home to you. I feel like making up for lost time. Good to see you. Good to see you again. Good to see your face again. Good to see you. Good to see you. Neil tune from Silver and Gold. Yeah, so we will have many songs from many phases of Neil's work tonight, many albums, and I'm happy to say last time in the Bob Dylan Bash I had to admit that I own like 2 or 3 Dylan albums. There's a couple more Neil Young albums I do own, so maybe I'll just show them off throughout the show today. Yeah, one important thing during the Bob Dylan evening, afterwards, a couple of people asked me if there's a way to support the artists, and we hadn't set up anything, except of course there were some links in the videos, and I did the same thing this time. The artists sent me some PayPal links, or some sent links to their website or to their Bandcamp. So if you feel like supporting the artists today, it's going to be very easy. And of course any support is appreciated. So in the videos you always have a link to a PayPal or a Bandcamp or a shop or whatever, and also above this video, I hope this worked, there are all the artists in alphabetical order, and you have all those links active as hyperlinks, I think they are called, so you can just click while you're watching, search for your artist, click the link and support them. And yeah, thank you very much for all the support you're sending. But a very nice way of supporting us is mental, psychological support, and that's always having an audience. And so thank you for tuning in, and I think I'm gonna stop babbling here and play the first song. The first song tonight is coming from the US. Here's David Coleman, every now and then. Every now and then. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm still a little bit nervous here.
Hello, friends and neighbors. This is Dave Coleman from Nashville, Tennessee. Thanks for having me be a part of this great Neil Young tribute night. I've got a song here called Everybody Knows This Is Nowhere off Neil's first record. Here it goes with a rock machine beat. I think I'd like to go back home, take it easy. There's a woman that I'd like to get to know. She's living there. Everybody seems to wonder what it's like down here. Well, I gotta get away from the state that they're running around. Everybody knows this is nowhere. Everybody knows. Every time I think about back home, it's cool and breezy. Wish I could be there right now, just passing that time. Everybody seems to wonder what it's like down here. Well, I gotta get away from the state that they're running around. Everybody knows this is nowhere. Everybody knows. La 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 la. La 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 la. Everybody seems to wonder what it's like down here. Well, I gotta get away from the state that they're running around. Everybody knows this is nowhere. Everybody knows. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Dave. Yeah, I forgot to mention, in all this excitement, kind of lost track of my notes here. So Dave Coleman, he's from Nashville, Tennessee, as he mentioned himself. Great songwriter, great singer, and a fabulous guitarist. I love his electric guitar playing. And he's in a band called the COLEMAN. And they have a new album coming up called Everett. Yeah, so if you want to check that out, please do. And there's a link to his PayPal, I think, above the video. All right. Cool. Next up is someone that, to me, is an absolute pillar of the Berlin music scene. There's a small venue in Berlin-Friedrichshain. It's called Artliners. And that's where every Sunday, I think, there's an open mic session. And that session is led by Tom LEEWHO. And many people here in Berlin who play music that I know, they're connected to Tom, and he's just a fabulous guy. He's an awesome singer, and just really fun to be around with. Really great character, in the best sense of the word. And yeah, he's playing a Neil song directly from Artliners. And if you like this kind of music, then in Berlin, then make sure to check out the session at Artliners every Sunday. I think they're streaming it as well now. So I put a link to Artliners next to Tom's name, and you can check it out. All right, but before we play it, just quick hi to everyone. Thank you so much for the reactions so far. I'm gonna get back to the chat later, but first here's Tom LEEWHO and friends.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Tobias asked me to sing a song from Neil Young, and I decided to play Cinnamon Girl because I'm doing it with the whole band here. Isn't it great? Because this is a song you have to do with the band, otherwise it doesn't have the harmonies that it needs. I love Neil Young very much. I grew up with him. I always listened to his songs all my life, and I always found it great to play his tunes because they are simple and beautiful. So thanks, Neil, for all the music you gave us and all the ideas you had in your life. I think he's one of the greatest men on this planet. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, you come in.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Cinnamon
Wow, that was fantastic, Tom. Samantha, I believe, and Joe, and unfortunately, I don't know the slide player's name, but that was fantastic. I was just wondering if in the end there's gonna come like the solo that's in the new part, but that was, man, those harmonies, especially on Chance, like I wouldn't know where to go there, but you guys did it beautifully. Awesome. All right, yeah, Graham, indeed, there was Joe Armstrong on guitar. He's gonna be on later, and yeah, Mark's here. That's cool. All right, yeah, Peter, I'm just gonna put your command in here. Let me see. Absolutely awesome version, fantastic harmonies. Exactly, that's what I think as well. All right, cool, guys. On we go. Next up is Eric Penny. Eric Penny is a very international character to me because he was born in New York, then grew up in El Paso, Texas. Never been to El Paso, but I always imagine it like a really cool place in the desert on the border. And then relocated to Los Angeles, stayed there for 11 years and worked his ass off as a singer-songwriter. And then he relocated again to Berlin, where he still lives. Lucky for us, because now we're able to see him live once we have live concerts again. So Eric Penny has a new album out. It's called Monument. And I've listened to it when I spent a couple of days in Italy this summer. I admit I did a little bit of traveling, but it was all very distance, there was no one there. No risk of infection or anything. So I drove through the hills of northern Italy listening to Eric Penny's album Monument, and it was a beautiful soundtrack. So I recommend everyone to check that out. And Eric chose a song that many people here wanted to play, but he was the fastest. So in case you're wondering, this is always on a first come, first serve base. I let everyone know who the artist is that we're gonna celebrate, and then people send in their song requests. And Eric was the quickest, the fastest with this song that he's playing. I think everyone who's into Neil Young knows this song, so I won't say much more. Here's Eric Penny.
Hello there, everybody. My name is Eric Penny, and I today have the distinct pleasure of playing for you The Needle and the Damage Done, which is one of my absolute favorite Neil songs. Has been for decades, and I actually tried to learn it when I was about 19. I'd only been playing guitar for a couple of years, and I thought I'd give it a try, and I couldn't even come close to playing it because it was way too complicated for me at the time. So sat on it for about 20 years, and then a few years ago I picked up the guitar again and started strumming along, and came kind of naturally. I sort of worked out my own version. And that is what I shall present to you now. Caught you knocking at my cellar door. I love you, baby, can I have some more? The damage done. I hit the city and I lost my band. I saw the needle take another man. Oh, the damage done. I sing the song because I love the man. I know that some of you won't understand. Milk blood to keep from running out. I saw the needle and the damage done. A little part of it in everyone, but every junkie's like a setting sun. thank you for listening, and thank you for watching, and enjoy all the wonderful, wonderful Neil Young songs yet to come. Peace.
Thanks for that, Erik. That was beautifully played, especially on a classic guitar. I haven't heard Neil songs played on a classic guitar before, so that was cool. And I think it was a really good move of you to just, many of us find it really hard to play Neil Young songs in the original keys because he has this weird timbre that is just way too high for many of us. And Erik just went one octave down. Way to go, Erik. That was very, very clever and very fitting too, because you have that voice that suits it. So, what's up, guys? Mette has tuned in. Hello, Mette. You're coming up too. Graham, thanks for your compliments, as always. I won't manage to get through all the comments, but it's lovely to see all you guys. Okay, next up, we stay in Germany. We move to a region here that is sort of north in the northeast, 2 hours north of Berlin. In case you're familiar with the German geography, the Lake District of Mecklenburg-Vorpommern, that's where Franziska GÜNTHER comes from. And she's a fantastic guitarist and singer and songwriter. She sings both in German and in English. She can't be here tonight because she's actually playing a gig, lucky her. And she's gonna play a song that is actually the favorite Neil Young song of my wife. I asked her this morning, actually. I asked her, so what's your favorite Neil Young song? And she's like, and there was a short silence. And so it turned out my wife is not the biggest Neil Young fan. Probably one of 2 people in the world. Now there's a couple of people that have a problem with Neil Young's voice, which is sort of her issue as well. And I get that and I don't get that at the same time. So I mean, come on. But it's kind of weird. I mean, why is he so hugely popular? With Dylan, you can pin it down easily to the songs. And it's not that Neil Young songs aren't as great, but he has this kind of strange voice, and he's really a unique rawness to his music, and maybe that's what's appealing, this pendulum between the acoustic and the electric extremes. It's strange. So anyway, after a while, my wife came up with her favorite song, and that's what Franziska is going to play for us now. Franziska GÜNTHER. And she's actually not in Germany playing this song, but she's going to tell you where she is. Interesting place. Franziska GÜNTHER.
Hi, my name is Franziska GÜNTHER. I'm sending this video out from Bornholm, Denmark. I actually got to know Neil Young through his album Harvest, obviously, but I also loved Harvest Moon, and I chose the title song from that album for you. What's funny about songs when you play them on stage throughout the years is they got a new meaning attached to them every time you play them. And I started my last set of the last concert I gave before the COVID break kicked in 2020 last spring with that song, because it was a wish from a guest. And then I started singing, and the first line got a whole new meaning. I sang, "Come a little bit closer." I thought, well, maybe for a pandemic it's not the best idea to come that close. So there was a new meaning to that line. And the nice thing about Harvest Moon is it set the framework, because when we were allowed to play again in May 2021, we played that song as an encore on a concert in Iceland with my friend Svava Knútur and my partner Siggi Björns in Reykjavik downtown, just when the venues were allowed to open again. So there's a good meaning in that one as well. Enjoy Harvest Moon.
Come a little bit closer. Here's what I have to say. Just like children sleeping, we could dream this night away. still in love with you on this hardest move. Because I'm still in love with you, I wanna see you dance again. Because I'm still in love with you on this hardest move.
Thanks so much, Franziska. Lieben Dank für deine Erinnerung an den Sommer. Thanks so much for reminding us what summer looks like, because here, you know, it's Neil Young shirt weather. But I thought this was fitting for the evening, sort of what Neil wears a lot of the time. So yeah, Mette is writing. Lovely and great Coast Boost. Yeah, Mette, that was in your country, I believe. Mette KIRKEGAARD is going to come up later playing a song. Yeah, beautiful, lovely to see the sea, see the Baltic Sea. I'm a big fan. All right, so next up, I have to stop myself talking too much because first off, I might bore you. Second, this might turn into a very long night again. We have a lot of artists coming up. So next one is Matthew James White from New Zealand. And when I was promoting this show, I was thinking about either saying artists from 9 countries or artists from 3 continents. And then I wasn't sure if New Zealand, like, is this what? Matthew, if you're still watching, then please let us know what continent New Zealand is from on. Because is it part of Australia, or is that a really bad thing to say? Like saying, you know, Franken is part of Bavaria. You know, those of you who might know this sort of issue. Or is it Oceania or Oceania? I'm not even sure how to pronounce that. So I'm not sure what continent Matthew is from, but he is from New Zealand, and that's very far away, obviously, but he's almost a neighbor of mine. We met on a very small, very charming festival in the west of Germany, and then we realized we live like 5 bicycle minutes from each other in Berlin. So yeah, almost neighbors. And Matthew is gonna play very, you know, one of my favorites too, opening song, one of my favorite Neil albums. I'm gonna show it to you right now. This is it. And then this way you guys will already know what song he's gonna play, and the rest I'm gonna leave up to Matthew James White. Those of you who don't know him, he's a fantastic live performer, writes very positive and cheerful songs, are very good to sing along to and just have a good time with. And he's having live streams every now and then. I'm not sure when his next live stream is. Matthew, if you're watching, feel free to post a link to your next live stream, because some people might want to check it out. All right, cool. Here's Matthew James White for you.
Hey everyone, and Tobias, thank you so much for asking me to contribute a song to the Neil Young special that you're doing. It's great to be part of it, and yeah, good to know that this song was still available. It's a song I have played many times as a teenager when I was a big Neil Young fan, growing up in New Zealand. This song, I can't tell you how many times I played this song at parties out in the country in hay barns. So here we go. And I think, actually, before I start this, I may have said the same thing before I started the Bob Dylan song that I played at the last live session you did. So here we go. Hey, my, rock and roll never die. There's more to the picture than meets the eye. Hey, hey, my, out of the blue into the black. You pay for this, but they give you that. Once you're gone, you can't come back. When you're out of the blue into the black. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, 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 oh. Ooh. The king is gone, but he's not forgotten. Is this the story of the Johnny Rotten? It's better to burn out, 'cause rust never sleeps. The king is gone, but he's not forgotten. Hey, my mind. Rock and roll can never die. There's more to the picture than meets the eye.
Thanks, Matt, for that beautiful version. Hey, hey, my. If you guys are a fan of the electric version, then I'm suggesting you stay tuned, because we have something really cool coming up in a while. For now, we move to Spain, to the Canary Islands. At least that's where Evil Mr. Sod, Pablo, he calls himself Evil Mr. Sod when he plays music, where he comes from. And you probably heard about the eruption on La Palma. So I hope, Pablo, that your folks are all right. I'm not sure if you're from La Palma or from another island in the Canaries, but I hope everyone's safe and okay. Yeah, but Evil Mr. Sod is not living on the Canaries anymore. He's in Leipzig, a nice town further in the east, further south in the east of Germany. And he's playing also one of my favorite Neil songs. He's doing some overdubbing as well, which turns out really nice. So without further ado, here's Evil Mr. Sod for you guys.
From Hank to Hendrix, I walk the streets with you. Here I am with this old guitar, doing what I do. I always expected that you would see me through. I never believed in much, but I believed in you. Can we get it together? Can we still stand side by side? like a musical ride. From Maryland to Madonna, I always loved your smile. Now we're headed for the big divorce, California style. I found myself singing like a long lost friend. Same thing that makes you live can't kill you in the end. Can we get it together? Can we still stand side by side? Can we make it last like a musical ride? Sometimes it's distorted, not clear to you. Sometimes the beauty of love just comes ringing through. New glass in the window, new leaf on the tree, new distance between us, you and me. Can we get it together? Can we still walk side by side? Can we make it last like a musical ride?
Wow, cheers, Pablo. That was wonderful. That was really great. And like someone mentioned, Peter mentioned, this is a really cool guitar design you have there. What kind of guitar is it, Pablo? If you're watching, let us know, because I think a lot of people really like that arrangement and everything. So, what kind of guitar was that with a cowboy design? That was a cool one. Man, that was really nice. How to follow that, because I'm next myself. So anyways, I recorded my song in Italy. Like I told you before, I spent some time in Italy this summer, and we stayed in a very calm place, sort of at the end of the road, of a mountain road. There was no one else there, but there were some other people. The hosts were sleeping already when I recorded this late at night, And so I didn't want to record an intro as well and say something about the song. I wanted to keep it short. So I'm just gonna tell you guys now what this song means to me. So this is a song from Rust Never Sleeps, from this album. And this is actually the first ever Neil Young record I had. CDs or vinyl, this was the first one. Sort of in the mid-90s, I was at a party of a friend's house. Actually his parents' house it was, but we had a party there, the parents weren't at home, and like you do, you know, you come to a place the first time, you go through the books, you go through the records to sort of figure out what kind of persons live there. And I went through the records and I found this Rust Never Sleeps, and I had just recently discovered Neil Young myself. And I said, Sven, man, cool, you have Neil Young here, you like him? And he said, yeah, he's all right. I said, I don't know this record, what's it like? He said, yeah, I'm not sure, but you can have it. And it was funny because it was his parents' record collection, I think. But he said, oh, you can have it. And so I took it, you know, I went for it. And I still have it. So Sven, in case you're watching this, thank you very much. Sven's parents as well. This is one of the Neil Young songs that speak deepest to me. I think from the imagery, just the scenes it evokes. I think you probably know it, and here's my contribution to this lovely evening.
Aurora borealis, the icy sky at night. Paddles cut the water in a long and hurried flight from the white man to the fields of green and the homeland we've never seen. They killed us in our teepees and they cut our women down. Might have left some babies crying on the ground, but the fire sticks and the wagons come, and the night falls on the setting sun. Massacred the buffalo, kitty corner from the bank. Taxis run across my field and my eyes have turned the blanks. In my little box at the top of the stairs, and my Indian rug and a pipe to share. I was a trapper, I would give 1,000 pelts to sleep with Pocahontas and find out how she felt in the morning on the fields of green and the homeland we've never seen. Maybe Marlon Brando would be there by the fire. We'd sit and talk of Hollywood and the good things there for hire, like the Astrodome and the first EP, Marlon Brando, Pocahontas and me. Marlon Brando, Pocahontas and me. Pocahontas.
Thank you guys. Thanks so much. Yeah, that song was called Pocahontas. All right, next up we have Juliane HEINEMANN. I'm very happy she took my invitation to this event because I love her voice and I love her way of guitar playing. And Juliane HEINEMANN is someone who grew up in East Berlin, but she's been living in Catalonia in the past 16 years, where she works as a singer-songwriter and as a side woman, as a guitarist and keyboardist for various Spanish bands. And she didn't record an intro, but she asked me to read this to you. So she chose this Neil Young song, which is, by the way, a song from Prairie Wind. Thank God there's 2 songs from Prairie Wind. It's one of my absolute favorite albums in this show. 2 songs today. This is one of them. So she chose this Neil Young song because she feels a strong connection with the beautiful lyrics and melody that take her right into the scenery of a warm, peaceful morning where the world seems to be in its place, and they share a beautiful declaration of love and of being there for each other in the most sincere way. So, here's Juliane HEINEMANN for you guys.
In the morning when I wake up and listen to the sound of the birds outside on the roof, I try to ignore what the paper says, and I try not to read all the news. And I hold you if you had a bad dream, and I hope it never comes true. 'Cause you and I have been through so many things together. Now the sun starts climbing the roof. It's a dream, only a dream, and it's fading now, fading away. Only a dream, like a memory without anywhere to stay. The red river still flows through my hometown, rolling and tumbling on its way, swirling around the old bridge pylons, while a boy fishes the morning away. His bicycle leans on an oak tree, cars rumble over his head, an aeroplane leads a trail on an empty blue sky, and the young birds call out to be fed. It's a dream, only a dream, and it's fading now, fading away. Only a dream, like a memory without anywhere to stay.
Oh man, I could keep listening to this So beautiful. Thank you so much, Juliane. Lieben Dank, dass du dabei bist. Yeah, so true. I said I admire her guitar playing. She played ukulele, which sounded great as well. So what can you say? All right, next up we have Jason McNiff. And I know there's a lot of people here watching who are watching Jason's live streams, regular live streams. And Graham is one of them, and Elizabeth and Jill and many more. And I'm a big fan of Jason's pretty much since I saw him first in Berlin, playing at the East of Eden bookshop, which unfortunately does not exist anymore. But he also played at Artliners, where Tom played previously in this show. And yeah, he's just a brilliant songwriter in the country folk Americana genre. He just has a recent album, this new album out called Dust of Yesterday, which I highly recommend. And if you want to catch his live streams, they are on every Thursday. I believe it's Thursday. It used to be Friday. Now it's Thursday at 8:30 British time, which is 9:30 German time. It's always a little late for me, but I try to catch them if I can. So here's Jason McNiff playing another favorite of mine. There's lots of favorite Neil Young songs of mine here. Jason McNiff.
Hi, I'm Jason McNiff, and I'm going to do this one called Tell Me Why from the After the Gold Rush album. Sailing hard ships through broken harbors, out on the waves in the night. Still a searcher must ride a dark horse, racing alone in his fright. Tell me why. Tell me why. Yourself when you're old enough to repay, young enough to sell. Tell me lies later, come and see me. I'll be around for a while.
Thank you, Jason. That was lovely. I love that song. And I see there's a huge Jason McNiff fan club here in the audience, which is great. So yeah, if you want to check out his live streams every Thursday, 9:30 UK time, 9:30 p.m. that is, and on his Facebook page. Yeah, so this is the nice thing. You can check out all these guys right now All the names are above the video, and there's the support links. So I would like to remind you, if you would like to support the artists, you have the chance to do so very easily. Above this video, there's all the names in alphabetical order. You can find them easily. And then there's the support links, and you can just search them on Facebook, and you can do everything. And I try to apply my German thoroughness here in the organization, as you can see. So everything should be easy to find for you guys. Yeah. So same with the next artist. This is Tony Rose of $2 Bash. $2 Bash is a band that I got to know probably around 20 years back in a place called Butter Club. And later, all this community transferred to East of Eden, and now they transferred to the Artliners. So, places are opening and closing, coming and going, but the musicians always end up somewhere gathering. And those guys are also at the heart of the Berlin music scenes, or were, because $2 Bash, all the members are sort of scattered throughout the world now. One of them is left in Berlin, Joe. He's gonna come up later here. And Tony lives in Prague now. And I'm not sure if you recorded this song in Prague. Tony, maybe you can let us know if you're watching. And he's playing together with Jimmy BOZEMAN, who I heard, mentioned very many times, but I haven't met him yet. So it's nice to hear him here with Tony doing this Neil Young song.
Hello. It's nice to be back, invited by Tobias for the Neil Young tribute after the Dylan birthday concert. My name's Tony Rose. I live in Prague, and this is my great friend Jimmy BOZEMAN. I play in a band called the $2 Bash. Jimmy is the leader of the Lazy Pigs. He's the pig leader.
Me.
Jim's a great player and a great songwriter, and I'm sure some of you are familiar with his songs. Well, it's Neil Young. It's a tribute to Neil Young. Neil Young has been a part of my life since I was about 11 years old, and my older brother took me to a record fair in the McClellan Galleries in the centre of Glasgow, and I had saved up all my pocket money to buy a Bob Dylan bootleg, but the Dylan bootlegs were so expensive I couldn't afford them. And instead, I came home with a second-hand copy of Neil Young's Decade triple album, which covers, the first 10 years of his recording. It's fantastic, from the Buffalo Springfield right up to Crazy Horse and everything in between, all the little sidetrack journeys he took. And then I've got to say, the greatest concert I was ever at in my life was when my buddy and I sort of hitchhiked from Zagreb to a town in Italy called Brescia to catch Neil Young and Crazy Horse, and that was around about 2000 or whatever. I was with a load of Croatian friends. It was my friend Robert's birthday. Goran Ivanišević had won Wimbledon that day on a wild card, and Neil Young and Crazy Horse played that night. So you just can't imagine the party we had that evening. So anyway, the song I chose is Harvest. And the reason I chose this song was a few weeks ago I was at a reunion to play some gigs with the $2 Bash. And the first morning I woke up in Mark Mulholland's country house in France. And he said, "Oh, put some music on." And the album I put on was a Neil Young live album I'd never heard before, called Tuscaloosa. And the song that really leapt out at me was the song Harvest. So we are going to try and do our best. See you down in a young girl's town with your mother and soul. Did she wake you up to tell you that it was only a change of plan? Dream up, let me fill your cup with the promise of a man. Did I see you walking with the boys, though it was not hand in hand? And with some black face in a lonely place when you could understand? Did she wake you up to tell you that it was only a change of plans? Dream up, let me fill your cup with the promise of a man. Well, I see you give more than I can take. Well, I only harvest some. As the days fly past, will we lose our grasp or fuse it in the sun? Did she wake you up to tell you that it was only a change of plan? Dream up, let me fill your cup with the promise of a man. Dream up, let me fill your cup with the promise of a man. I'm Tony Rose. This is the great Jimmy Bozeman. Thanks for listening.
Well, thanks for playing, you guys. That was beautiful. I just love Tony Rose's voice. I could just could lay down in it. It's such a nice and warm sound. Great playing, Jimmy Bozeman too. Thanks, you guys. So we're moving on to Denmark, to Copenhagen, where METTE KIRKEGAARD, or METTE, Jesus Christ. I didn't rehearse the pronunciation of your name this time. Is it KIRKEGAARD? I think it is. Or Kierkegaard. You're probably gonna hate me after this, but the most important thing is her performance of the probably most popular Neil Young song. And METTE has a new album out. It's called Simple Matters. And this is also to remind you that Tony, who played before, has this album out called Medicine Tunes. And you find the link directly to that below his name in the post description. So METTE's album is called Simple Matters. And she describes her style as Nordic Americana. It's funny that all us guys who play sort of in the Americana vein, I know SCHUBERT-K, who's going to come up later, he came up with this term Eurocana for Europeans playing Americana. So yeah, I think we have to be very, we have to come up with our own versions of the term Americana. So METTE calls it Nordic Americana, and here's her contribution, METTE doing Heart of Gold.
Hello everyone. Hello Tobias. Thank you for having me in your show tonight. I am Mette, a Copenhagen-based singer-songwriter. Hej, jeg hedder Mette, and I have the honor to perform a very known song of Neil Young, a song that also means a lot to myself because I once traveled through the redwoods in the California area, and I drove up to Oregon, and I'll never forget the amazing trees And I think I learned from this that we get more spiritual when we discover nature. And this is why I hope that it will still be possible for future generations to walk around and see nature. Because this is a way that I found a heart of gold inside myself and in others. And I believe it will be the same for the future generations. With these words, I'm going to perform Neil Young's song, A Heart of Gold. I wanna live, I wanna give. I've been a miner for a heart of gold. It's these expressions I never get that keep me searching for a heart of gold. And I'm getting old. That keep me searching for a heart of gold. And I'm getting old. I've been to Hollywood, I've been to Redwood. I crossed the ocean for a heart of gold. I've been in my mind, it's such a fine line that keeps me searching for a heart of gold. And I'm getting old. Keep me searching for a heart of gold. And I'm getting old. Keep me searching for a heart of gold. You keep me searching and I'm growing old. Keep me searching for a heart of gold. I've been a miner for a heart of gold. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mette, for this lovely version of Heart of Gold. A song everyone has heard too often, but you did it very differently, and that's cool. Thanks so much for that. All right, we're moving on to England, the home of Graham Shankarji Hunt. And I believe I got it right this time, Graham. Please correct me if I didn't, or just don't. Graham, he's from England, and he plays in Jason McNiff's band sometimes. But he also writes his own songs, and he does very beautiful and atmospheric cover versions of well-known 60s and 70s classics. And to me, he's a little bit, not to compare him to Johnny Cash, but to me, he has the same effect on me like the Johnny Cash American recordings, because what Graham does, he takes these very known songs and turns them into something that's purely his style. You know, they sound like a Graham Shankarji Hunt original, sort of. So I highly recommend checking out his YouTube channel. And he's going to do a beautiful version, singing with himself on this song, Helpless. Here's Graham.
Hi, folks. Well, it's good to be back playing one of Tobias's spectaculars. We've moved from Bob Dylan to the brilliant Neil Young. 1970 was a pretty amazing year, and it's that year I'm going back to. If you Google 1970 albums, you'll see just what an unbelievable year for great music it was. And the 22-year-old me was spoilt for choice. But two of the records I played to death at that time was After the Gold Rush and Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young, Deja Vu. And it's from that album that I'm going to play Helpless, probably the first tune I was really aware of Neil's art. Tobias, bless his heart, has given me some special dispensation with this one because a lot of the song is about the backing vocals. So he's allowed me to overdub some backing vocals on an otherwise live track. But I hope you enjoy it. And this is Neil Young's Helpless.
There is a town in North Ontario with dream, comfort, memory to share. And in my mind, I still need a place to go. All my changes were there. Blue, blue windows behind the stars. Yellow moon on the right. Big birds flying across the sky, throwing shadows on our eyes. Leave us helpless, helpless, helpless. Baby, can you hear me now? The chains are locked tight across the door. Baby, sing with me somehow. Blue, blue windows behind the stars. Yellow moon on the right. Big birds flying across the sky, throwing shadows on our eyes. They leave us helpless, helpless, helpless. Baby, can you hear me now?
I think that was just mind blowing. I mean, I see all these reaction from you guys here. You see, Graham, I think if you had an album to offer, it would fly off the shelves right now. I'm telling you, do make an album. That was just amazing. And Graham, you made me sound like a dictator here who makes the rules. And well, I do a little bit, but no, my thought behind this and overdubbing was this being a live stream and the videos already not being live. I think if we make like full-on productions, it would take away from the live character of these shows. And but most of this performance, Graham, was live, and then you did the overdub, so I think that was totally fine. And I hate being someone who makes rules, but I guess you have to make some sort of decision at some point. All right, cool, yeah. I mean, I'm just gonna let the comments roll in here because everyone's just in awe. Graham, you, I think you should do an album. Just my opinion. All right, we're moving on to Australia, which is on the continent of Oceania, which I learned today. And moving on to JAIMI FAULKNER, who I'm very happy agreed to be part of this show. And JAIMI has a new song out. It's called This Masquerade. And I posted it on my Facebook today. Very many reactions. It's a beautiful, haunting song. And a great video too. It's just filming JAIMI while he's performing the song. And that's all it needs, really. It's really good. I urge you to check it out. Not right now, because now JAIMI is going to play a different song. And yeah, for those of you who don't know him, I know many here know who JAIMI is. But those of you who don't know him, JAIMI is someone who plays his music with great warmth and a fine mix between gentle groove, Americana, rock and songwriter soul, says the Rolling Stone. And they should know. So without further ado, here's JAIMI FAULKNER.
Hey guys, it's an honor to be asked to perform on today's tribute concert, a tribute to Neil Young. I've been a big fan of Neil Young's work ever since I heard the record Harvest and Rust Never Sleeps. I think I was in my early teens when I heard those records. Since then, I've been a big fan of his Crazy Horse work and some of his collaboration with other artists, particularly the Bob Dylan 40th anniversary concert where he plays All Along the Watchtower. That's a fond memory from my childhood, and one that definitely inspired me as a guitar player. Today I've chosen to record the song Are You Ready for the Country? Again, a song that features on the Harvest record, one that's dear to my heart, and one that feels not too removed from something that I might perform myself live. So without any further ado, here is my version of Are You Ready for the Country?
Slipping in a slide and playing domino, lifting in a ride, it ain't a crime, you know. Gotta tell your story, boy, before it's time to go. Are you ready for the country? Because it's time to go. Are you ready for the country? Because it's time to go. Talking to the preacher,
on my side, talking to the hangman, said it was time to die. Gotta tell your story, boy, you know the reason why. Are you ready for the country? Because it's time to go. Are you ready for the country? Because it's time to go.
Wow. So, Jaime, I think there was no worries following Graham there. That was just amazing, fantastic. Thanks so much for that. I have to ask you guys something. Liane, just wrote that it's a little difficult to hear me. So I turned myself up a little bit. Please let me know if my voice is a little too low, because I'm not talking very loud right now. Some people in this apartment are already sleeping. It's just one person actually, and it's very difficult to talk reason into her and to make her stay awake. And she's only 2 years old, so I can't talk very loud, and I hope you can hear me, guys. Okay, all right. So next up we got Joe Armstrong, and we got many fans of Joe Armstrong and his band $2 Bash in the audience here, I know. And yeah, he is in the same band like Tony Rose, $2 Bash, and he is the one from these guys who's still in Berlin. And Joe amazes me because he's extremely versed in everything Americana, folk, and country. And so he's doing a lesser known Neil Young song. And yeah, I should also mention that he has an album coming out with his other band, The Strange Encounters, sometime this year. So I've been waiting for that album a long time, and yeah, looking forward to listen to it. But for now, here's Joe Armstrong and his Neil Young song. Enjoy.
Hi everyone, it's very nice to be involved in this Neil Young evening. This is a song from the third Buffalo Springfield album, at which time they were still, for some reason, not allowing Neil, or Neil wasn't getting to sing some of his own songs. So Richie Fury, his bandmate, sings this one on the album, and he does a great job, but it's not the same as Neil's voice, which is very special, full of emotion, and in the best possible way. But it is, I go at it, it's called On the Way Home.
save our time. We are only what we feel. When I love you, can you feel it now?
Thanks for all the great music, Neil.
Thanks for the song, Joe. You always see me taking off the headphones because I'm watching these videos with you guys here. I mean, when all the artists send me the videos, I'm, checking a little bit to see if something is off, but I don't really watch the whole video through because I don't have the time for it. So tonight for me, it's just for you guys. I'm part of the audience here. This is really nice to finally sit back and enjoy all these performances. Great, thanks, Joe. So we had Tony Rose of $2 Bash, we had Joe Armstrong of $2 Bash. We have one more. Unfortunately, Mette Harp is not gonna perform tonight, but we have Mark Mulholland coming up. And the cool thing about $2 Bash, I mentioned them a couple of times in the show, is that all of them are really good singers and songwriters. So a little bit like Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young, but with a difference that they're all really good songwriters. That was a mean thing to say. But yeah, so I really like Joe's solo stuff and Tony's solo stuff and Mark's as well. And Mark Mulholland has a new album coming up, I think next year, on his own label called Ports of Call Music. And he's playing together with Robert Wildhack in this coming up video. And Robert Wildhack is the leader of Strip Me Naked, great rock band from Berlin. And they also have a new album, I think, out right now. Yeah, so Robert's the guy left of Mark, on Mark's left side from our perspective. The guy with the shades. And Mark and his friends are playing a song that we kind of heard before today. But Neil does two versions of this, an acoustic version and an electric version. And so, of course, after we heard Matthew James White's acoustic version, here's Mark Mulholland and friends with the electric version. Enjoy this.
So, I'm going to do a song that I've been singing since I was a teenager, which sums up better than any other song I know the fact that when you take the path of rock and roll in life, there's no turning back. And I'm very happy to be playing today with some very good friends that I've met along that rock and roll road. Robert Wildhack, Jean-Michel Neher and Stéphane Doussard. I'm going to do My My Hey Hey.
Cheers, guys. Wow. It's so great to have a full-blown electric band in this. No, and I mean, in this room, it's a challenge to make this sound so good. So hats off to you guys, for this balanced mix also. Loud band in a tiny room like this, it's not easy. That was awesome. So really, I urge you guys, check out $2 Bash albums. They're spelled like I say, $2 Bash. And all of those four guys are brilliant songwriters and great singers. So those make really nice records. All right. Next up, we have MAIK and DOREEN WOLTER. They're two musicians who are already in the Bob Dylan Bash here in Berlin, and they're really nice people. They're organizing concerts, folk concerts, and they're also playing music themselves under the name Jamestown Ferry. And as Jamestown Ferry, I think, under that name, they have an album of Dylan songs coming up sometime this year or next year, I'm not sure. Maybe MAIK or DOREEN, I think you're both in the chat, maybe you can let us know. And MAIK also has a radio show. It's called When the Bluebird Sings, and it's on every last Tuesday of the month from 8 to 10 on Country Music 24. I don't have a link for that ready, but again, DOREEN, MAIK, if you're watching right now, post the link in the comments so people can check out MAIK's radio show. All right, MAIK and DOREEN have a song again from Prairie Wind. And yeah. Check it out. Here's MAIK and DOREEN WOLTER, This Old Guitar.
Okay.
This old guitar ain't mine to keep. It's taking care of it now. Been around for years and years, just waiting in its old case. Been up and down the country roads, it's brought a tear and a smile. It's seen its share of dreams and hopes, never went out of style. The more I play it, the better it sounds. It cries when I leave it alone. Silently it waits for me, for someone else I suppose. This old guitar, this old guitar. Searched for gold, but I can't be blamed for my mistakes. It only does what it's told. It's been a messenger in times of trouble, times of hope and fear. I get drunk, seeing double. It jumps behind the wheel and steers. This old guitar ain't mine to keep. It's mine to play for a while. This old guitar ain't mine to keep. Mine for a while. This old guitar,
this old guitar,
like this and got stolen, which almost broke my heart actually. Then we went to Nashville in 1996, went to Gruner's. There alone on its shelf stood this little beauty. It had a price tag on it. And anyone who knows Gruner's in Nashville knows that most guitars and most instruments they sell there have at least 4 digits. And this one said $400. Well, you can never be so broke not to jump at such an opportunity. Since then, it's been part of my life. Old guitar, old guitar. Thanks, folks.
Well, thank you guys. That was a lovely rendition. Maureen, you don't know the song, then you don't know the Prairie Wind album, and you have to know it. I had a discussion with Dan Raza on Facebook the other day. What was Neil's last really good album? I'd like to know what you guys think. What do you think was Neil Young's last really good record? And some said it was Sleeps with Angels. I think this was his last really good record. But maybe you have different opinions. Let me know. Let's all discuss this. What was the last really good album Neil put out? So, yeah, while you're thinking about that, while you're pondering that, let's move on to Wolf Schubert-K. And I know Wolf Schubert from one concert we played together. He's from the Frankfurt am Main region in Germany, which is very far from Berlin, and that's the reason why I haven't attended any other concerts of his, unfortunately. And he has a new album out. I think it's out, or is it not? I'm not sure, because the pandemic came in the way of the album and of the tour, and so I think he postponed it. But maybe it's on the verge of coming out. It's called Odyssey. It's very fitting. So yeah, Wolf is a very, very great musician, very authentic roots, an Americana guy, and I'm happy he's part of the show. He's playing a song that I didn't know before I checked out his version of it, and yeah, maybe it's the same for you guys. Maybe you all know it and I just didn't. And like Maureen said, what fan am I not to know this song? Here's Wolf Schubert-K.
Hi everybody, my name is Wolf Schubert-K. I'm a singer-songwriter from Frankfurt, Germany, and I'm very happy to be part of this project. I'm going to sing you the Neil Young song Captain Kennedy. I am a young mariner headed to war. I'm thinking about my family and what it was for. There's water on the woods and the sails feel good. When I get to shore, I hope that I can keep good. My father was a sailor named Captain Kennedy. He lost his wooden schooner to the Germans on the sea. Exploded on the water for everyone to see. And humiliate that American Captain Kennedy. I saw him in Nassau in 1971. His strength was failing, but he still ran around. He worked till his fingers wore to the bone to buy that wooden schooner and sail on his own. He was known in the islands as 100-foot iron. His steel hull freighter was passing its time, but time flew on faster. Life on the sea, and the days got shorter for Captain Kennedy. I am a young mariner headed to war. I'm thinking about my family and what it was for. There's water on the woods and the sails feel good. And when I get to shore, I hope that I can feel good.
Wow, nice one, Wolf. Really admire your guitar playing there and the singing as well. Like many people observed here, you got that Neil Young timbre down to a T. Thanks to Frank Horn, he mentions that Wolf's album has been out for more than a year now. He just didn't have much of a chance to promote it the way he usually does. So, alright, if you want to check out Wolf's album Odyssey, please do so. Wolf SCHUBERT-K, he's on Facebook and everywhere else on the internet, I think. Alright, Wolf, hope to see you when gigs start rolling in again. Hopefully soon. Don't we all hope that? Alright, we move on to Rick van den Bosch. Rick van den Bosch, a Dutchman armed with a guitar and a harmonica and a strong pair of lungs, is how he describes himself. But I don't know how long he hasn't been living in the Netherlands anymore. Rick used to live in Barcelona for a long time, in Catalonia, and I think now he's living in England or in the UK at least. Not sure where in the UK. Rick, if you're watching, let us know. And Rick's playing a very famous Neil Young song, and I always find it cool when someone turns a song on its head by using a completely different instrument than the original performer uses on it. So Neil plays this in a very loud electric set up with Crazy Horse, and Rick doesn't. Rick plays it on a different instrument, makes it completely his own, and he has a little special guest there. You'll see yourself. Here's Rick van den Bosch, plus special guest.
Hello. Hiya. This is Rosa, my daughter. I'm gonna play Keep on Rocking in a Free World by Neil Young. I started listening to Neil Young when I was 12 years old. Started with Harvest. Yeah. And then, of course, wanted to collect all of his records. I'm gonna do this song on a piano. Instead of the usual guitar and harmonica. And see if Rosa wants to join in on a tambourine. Rosa, want to try? Hier zo. Ja, goed zo. Ja, mag jij doen. Oké, let's try. Oké, let me go. Heel goed. Let me go. Colors on the street. Red, white and blue. People shuffling their feet. People sleeping in their shoes. There's a warning sign up the road ahead. There's a lot of people saying we'd be better off dead. I don't feel like Satan, but I am to them. So I try to forget it any way I can. Keep on rocking in the free world. 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 I see a woman in the night with a baby in her hand under an old street light near a garbage can. Now she puts the kid away and she's gonna get ahead. She hates her life and what she's done to it. There is one more kid that'll never go to school, never get to fall in love, never get to be cool. Keep on rocking in the free world. 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 Yay! Ew. Well done. Well done, Rosa. Yeah, keep on rocking. Keep on rocking. In the free world. Woo.
Yeah, that was Rosa van den Bosch featuring Rick on piano. That was cool, man. Really, really cool arrangement on the piano. Not easy to do that song on the piano. I know that. Yeah. People, if you feel like it, please support the artists. You have the links for that above this video in the post description. And you can send PayPal or order some merch from everyone that you feel like ordering from or sending PayPal to. That would be very lovely. And but you don't have to. Everyone can just listen, and it's free to listen for everyone. But if you feel like supporting the artists, then there's no reason not to. All right. Next up, we move to Australia and to Paul Fogarty. He used to live in Germany. But I believe he now has already moved back to Australia. And he's not only a singer-songwriter, but he also was a 3-time state decathlon champion of Queensland. Yeah, maybe you should present some of those skills in the video for the next show, Paul. He doesn't in this one, maybe it's for the better, but I think it would be cool. He wrote 2,000 songs, he says, and he's currently working on a couple of songs for Susan Boyle's next album by invitation. So he's not going to do a Susan Boyle song right now, but he's going to do a song that is also technically not a Neil Young song. Neil didn't write this one, but he's made it famous for many people. It's actually written by Ian Tyson, but yeah, many people like me know it through Neil Young. So here's Paul Fogarty for Strong Winds.
For strong winds that blow lonely, 7 seas that run high, all those things that don't change, come what may. I wish you'd change your mind if I asked you one more time. I look for you if I'm ever back this way. Think I'll go out to Edinburgh, weather's good there in the fall. I got some friends I can go working for. Still I wish you'd change your mind if I asked you one more time. I look for you if I'm ever back this way. If I get there before the snow flies and if things are looking good, you could meet me if I send you down the fair. But by then it would be winter, not too much for you to do. I look for you if I'm ever back this way. But we've been through that 100 times or more. For strong winds that blow lonely, 7 seas that run high, all those things that don't change, come what may. Still I wish you'd change your mind if I asked you one more time. But we've been through that 100 times or more. Yeah, we've been through that 100 times or more.
Lovely, thank you, Paul. I love that song. I love the whole Comes a Time record. Yeah, that's wonderful. We have one more song, guys. 20 artists this time. And it's so cool that all of you have been watching, writing, commenting, and applauding the artists. That's just so nice. In the time when, you know, we get to play some gigs now. In the summer there were some open air things. Some countries opened a little bit. But all in all, it's still, you know, pretty dry gig-wise, so not much live music, and it's a lot of fun to have this sort of little substitute gathering here of musicians and of music lovers to celebrate these artists. We have one more artist, and we're moving over the pond to the US again, to Tennessee. The last artist for tonight is actually a 7th generation Tennessean, Stephen Simmons. I guess when you're seventh generation, that makes you very connected to your home, and that might be the reason for Stephen's current album, which is called Family Album, and he recorded that at his grandparents' old homestead. And Stephen says Family Album unfolds like an audio version of a family photo album. So I haven't checked it out yet, but I will, because I want to know what that sounds like. So here's Stephen with another Neil favorite, and stay tuned, because it's not really going to be the last song.
My name is Stephen Simmons, and I'm going to be playing Neil Young's Out on the Weekend, which is a song that was originally not my favorite off Harvest. I liked the song, but there were other songs that I was way more into when I was a teenager when I bought that album. A few years into being a full-time musician and spending most of my time traveling, I heard a guy that I was opening for sound check without one night, and it was one of those completely empty gigs, a really, really big theater with hardly no one there. And while they were sound checking, I was just glad it wasn't my name up on the marquee that night. And I heard this song in a different way. I guess I hadn't heard it and really listened to it in a long time, so my life had changed to where that song was way more appropriate for me. And so anyway, I've been playing it live ever since then.
Think I'll pack it in and buy a pickup and take it down to LA. Find a place to call my own and try to fix up. Start a brand new day. The woman I'm thinking of, she loved me all up, but I'm so down today. She's so fine, she's in my mind, and I hear her calling. See the lonely boy out on the weekend, trying to make it pay. Can't relate to joy and tries to speak and just can't say. She got pictures on her wall that make me look up from her big brass bed. Now I'm running down the road and I'm just trying to stay up somewhere in her head. The woman I'm thinking of, she loved me all up, but I'm so down today. She's so fine, she's in my mind, and I hear her calling.
Thanks so much, Stephen. That was fantastic. I heard you play that song before, so I knew what was going to come. I think folks enjoyed that immensely. Yeah, really nice sound in that room, man. Great. Thanks so much, guys. I'm happy you enjoyed the show, and I hope you feel like watching more, because I would like to make this a regular event. And Folktown is going to return every last Monday of the month for, well, the foreseeable future. We're going to see how long this is going to go. But definitely next month. So much is clear. If the artists are up for it, of course. This is not something I have any control about. You know, if people feel like playing songs by the next artist, then that's awesome. And if they don't, sometimes, you know, some people make a pause in one show and they come back for the next show. But I hope lots of the artists will return for this next installment of Folktown. And I think I'm gonna let you guys know who the next artist will be. Let's see. Maybe this guy rings a bell. So next Monday, next last Monday of the next month, which will be October 25th, we'll be celebrating the songs of Tom Petty. October is the month of Petty's birth and of his passing, so I think it's fitting that we present him the next month. So hopefully many of you audience and many of you artists will return for the next show, October 25th, last Monday of October, Tom Petty celebration, which I'm looking forward to immensely. If the artists already want to send in their song requests, please don't do it here in the timeline. Send it to the email address like always, because in the timeline it will get lost. Mark is asking, Towns Van Zandt night. I would love to do one, and I think we will do one sometime next year. But there's so many artists we want to celebrate, but Towns is definitely one of them. Thank you so much, man. It's lovely to read all the comments, and I want to take time for that after the show. I don't want to sit here for 5 minutes just reading the comments. But thanks so much. Thanks, Jill. Thanks, Mark. Thanks, Rick. Bernd, thanks for tuning in. Sid, Rosella, thanks for the blue heart. Maureen, Claudia, Marion, Billy, thanks so much for watching. And like we did last time with the Bob Dylan show, there's going to be encores. So when this video is finished in the Folktown page, I'm going to post some other Neil Young cover song videos from artists from this show, and you can check those out as well. But we're going to go out with the guy who opened today, which is Dave Coleman, and he did a song which was already taken by a different artist, so you know we didn't want to have the same song twice in the official show, but this is the first encore, so I'm gonna give it over to Dave Coleman once more and his rendition of Cinnamon Girl. Thanks so much for watching, everyone, and I hope to see you next time, October 25th, for Tom Petty. Have a great evening and see you soon. Bye.
My band, the Colemans, played a bunch of Neil Young songs through the years. Here's one of my favorites. This is Prototype Heavy Metal, Cinnamon Girl.